So, as many of you know, I struggle with mental health. That's one of the things that I like to be open and talk about fairly frequently. And tonight has been an incredible anxiety night. It's been great. It manifested itself tonight in a fear that I was alienating my friends, and that acquaintances were angry with me, and that I was being a problem. And it started with just one errant thought of, oh, I hope I haven't offended this friend. And it cascaded into, oh, now everyone hates me and it's a problem. And this is one of the things that I have learned just in the last 2 years how to take care of. And it's really difficult because the first step is to recognize the sensation of the anxiety setting in. That's absolutely the hardest point, is figuring out that it's anxiety, it's an irrational thought, it's a fear that comes from nowhere instead of an actual legitimate concern. And it starts out of nowhere and it cascades, it magnifies itself into a fight or flight response that doesn't have a target, it doesn't go anywhere, it's just time to panic. So, I just wanted to say that if you start feeling anxious, if you start having fears, one of the things to do is ask yourself, is this reasonable? Is this something people actually do? Do people just randomly start hating things without cause or purpose or any sort of impetus to do so? And why would that affect me in the long run? So, when you start feeling massive fear come from nowhere, that might be a sign that it's an irrational concern, not something that you need to worry about. Now, the next hard step is stopping it, because once that chemical train has left the station, there's no stopping it. Your adrenal system has kicked in, your fight or flight is engaged, you are ready to go. It is time for anxiety. And so that's when if it's an actual problem, you should start talking to a therapist or someone trained for techniques on how to handle it, how to redirect it, how to dismiss it, how to put it at ease, any of the things that will actually work, because it varies so wildly from person to person that you really need to be able to develop your own specialized techniques. There are various tutorials online, there are various mindfulness techniques, cognitive behavioral therapy has quite a few good skills for it, but it's one of the things that you absolutely have to manage on your own and personally, and it's your responsibility to take care of that. And that's not to say that it's your fault. You are not at fault for the particular way your brain works. That's just a trick of biology. But those of us with mental illness are responsible for managing it, and we have to be able to do that as a community. So, for those of you out there that suffer anxiety, I want to say, I understand. I completely understand. If you need medication to manage it, go for it. Take it. Do what you need to do. If techniques work for you, go ahead. But it's really important that we be able to discuss the fact that anxiety isn't just fear. It's not just, oh no, everything's bad. It's a neurochemical response. It has its own inertia that you can't stop. So that's definitely something we all need to understand about each other and have a little bit more patience with. And I just want to encourage you all to feel better in the long run about how you manage your own anxiety. So have a good night.